Well met, wizards! It's finally happened, the gates of Oblivion have reopened, and we've got ourselves a full-blown remaster. I've sunk a good few hours into the game recently, and in this video I'm going to walk you through my first impressions and some of the biggest changes this remaster has to offer. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Before you even press new game, the mood is set. The burning Oblivion gate behind the hero of Kvatch, that eerie red mist, and Jeremy Soul's soundtrack swelling up again. It's dramatic, epic, and honestly kind of emotional. It hits the sweet spot, and it sets the tone for the game. I wasn't expecting the menu screen to be a moment, but here we are. Character creation is where you immediately feel the love that's gone into this remaster. Argonians have scale textures that catch the light, Khajiit fur has proper depth, and yes, the elves no longer look like angry vegetables. That alone in itself is a win. We also get this new origin system. Each race has two lore-based backgrounds to choose from. These change up your starting stats and give you some flavor right from the beginning. It's not just about min-maxing, it actually gives you something to build a story on, and I respect that they're encouraging roleplay, especially as a wizard myself. Mechanically speaking, it's still very much Oblivion. You've got your birth signs, your class creation, and that freedom to make a battle mage alchemist pickpocket hybrid, if that's your thing. All of that is intact, but leveling, that's a breath of fresh air. Thank the divines. The remaster finally ditches the old grind, and now both major and minor skills contribute experience toward your next level, with major skills giving you a bigger boost and minor skills a smaller one. It's a huge quality of life upgrade for anyone who remembers the original's pain points. Best of all, enemy scaling is way more reasonable now. That means no more bandits in full danger gear just because you hit level 10. Combat still ramps up, but it doesn't break immersion anymore. The world grows with you, it doesn't outpace you, and this remaster definitely needed that. Now, I expected the remaster would look good. It's running on Unreal Engine 5 after all, but I didn't expect it to feel this alive. Even the intro dungeon, which used to be kind of a drag, feels moody and atmospheric now. Light bounces off wet stone, dust hangs in the air, and shadows shift naturally as you move your torch around. Then there's the Emperor. When he appears, you really see what this remaster is capable of. His face is expressive in a way that wasn't possible in the original, and Patrick Stewart's voice lines actually match his facial movements now, and that makes it land so much harder emotionally. The blades look brilliant too, and the character models across the board just feel miles ahead of the original. Okay, now let's talk combat. It's still very much Oblivion, it hasn't suddenly become Souls-like, but the improvements make it feel tighter and more satisfying. Attack and block animations are totally redone. They have proper weight to them now. When you swing a sword, it doesn't feel like you're swiping at the air anymore. There are sparks, blood splashes, the camera gives a little shake on impact, and that all helps sell the hit. It's not flashy, but it's responsive, and that's what matters. Now, time for magic. Magic has seen a big improvement. I've been running a full wizard build for this run, who would have guessed it, and spells feel incredible. The visuals, the sound design, the way a fireball explodes on contact, it's very satisfying. Even something simple like Flare has this punch to it now that makes me want to cast it just for fun. They've also added a toggle for auto-aim in the settings, which gives you a bit more control, whether you want that classy clunky charm or something more modern. Oh, and archery? We finally have a proper crosshair. So no more blindly launching arrows into the void and hoping they hit. It's a small change, but it makes a huge difference. As soon as you step into the open world, the first thing you'll notice, apart from the gorgeous sunset, is how good it feels to move. Controls are smooth, responsive, and yes, we can finally sprint. So no more dumping every point into speed just to jog at a human pace. It's stamina based, which makes sense, but the flow of movement is just so much better now. Exploration feels more natural and actually makes me want to run through the forest of Cyrodiil instead of fast traveling. Animations have been reworked too. Jumping, sneaking, swimming, they all feel more fluid and look better. but still keep that slightly floaty Elder Scrolls DNA. And don't worry, you can still bunny hop your way to Acrobatics XP if you're into that. In terms of performance, I've been playing on PC with an RTX 4090, and I've mostly had a smooth experience, consistently hitting above 100 FPS on ultra settings. There's the occasional stutter here and there, but it's nothing major. On console, from what I've seen and read, both PS5 and Series X hit a solid 60 FPS in performance mode, which makes the world feel way more responsive than the original ever did. Series S is locked to 30 for now, which is a bit of a bummer, but it still looks great overall. Menus were a pain in the original Oblivion, we all know it, but here it's honestly one of the nicest upgrades. The whole interface is clean, easy to navigate, and clearly built with modern setups in mind. Controller support feels good too, which is great to see. D-pad shortcuts are mapped intuitively, up for stats, left for spells, right for inventory, and down for the map. It sounds simple, but it just makes moving through menus feel snappy, and I appreciate that. There's also a new radial hotkey wheel, which is super handy. I've already got my potions mapped, a couple of key spells, and even tools like my repair hammer and alembic, all ready to go mid-fight. The only downside, I'm using a PS5 controller on PC, and it's still showing Xbox prompts. No, it's not the end of the world, but yeah, it would have been nice to see that baked in. That said, I'm sure the modding community will sort that out in about a week or so. Well, I hope. Speaking of modding, it's very early days. Since this is running on a hybrid of the old engine and Unreal Engine 5, none of the original mods work out of the box. Bethesda hasn't released official tools yet either, so if you're hoping to use your old load order or overhaul mods, you'll need to be patient. That said, the modding community is already poking around under the hood, and I'd be surprised if we don't see proper support or workarounds within a few months. Third person is actually usable now, like really usable. They've added an over-the-shoulder camera option, which is nice, and your character and your camera finally move independently, so you're not locked into that stiff, spinny setup anymore. It feels way more natural, especially when you're navigating tight spaces or trying to line up a cool screenshot. Switching between first and third person is quick and smooth too, and both modes feel solid now. Personally, I'll spend most of my time in first person, as it just feels more immersive. But when I want to admire my armor or just vibe while exploring, third person actually makes sense now. Lockpicking works the same way it did back in the day, a timing-based tumbler minigame, but it's had a visual overhaul. It looks sharper, cleaner, and more tactile. I still enjoy it honestly, and once you get the hang of the rhythm, it's super satisfying to pop open a tough lock with 0 lockpicks lost. Persuasion, however, yeah, that weird minigame is back. It's basically a wheel-based guessing game where you try to win someone over by cycling through different forms of persuasion. They've added some color coding to help you guess what emotion works best, but I'm just still clicking around and hoping for the best half of the time. I really need to learn it sooner or later. As for sound design, it got a massive upgrade in this remaster, and it shows immediately. The soundtrack has higher fidelity now, and the ambient sounds are just richer. Rain sounds like rain, wind rustles through the trees, you'll hear birds in the forests and creaky wood floors in old taverns. It all just helps ground you in the world more. Voice reverb in big interior spaces is such a small thing, but it makes the world feel so much more 3D. If someone shouts from across a hall or behind a door, you'll actually hear the direction and distance, which is surprisingly immersive. Voice acting also got a little love. There's more variation between races now, and while it's not a huge budget voiceover work, it's definitely an improvement. And yes, all the iconic lines are still there. They wouldn't dare remove
"Stop right there, criminal scum!"
But look, let's be real, this is still a Bethesda game, remastered or not, and therefore it does have some jank. I've seen NPCs walk directly into walls, summoned skeletons flail at enemies like they forgot how their arms work, and deer that just stop to think about life. It's janky, but it's also kind of what I expected. Still, that doesn't make it okay. Yes, it's the kind of jank that makes me laugh, not rage quit, but I do hope we see a few patches soon to clean up the rougher edges, especially in combat. Visually, Cyrodiil is just gorgeous now. The forests are dense and detailed, the mountains have proper depth, and the skybox is incredible. I spotted the white gold tower from a ridiculous distance, and it's like the world finally has scale. Lighting is a standout here. Indoor shadows are dynamic. Sunrises and sunsets look painterly, and when it rains, it feels properly gloomy. That said, the outdoor color palette does feel a bit muted to me. The browns make things feel a little washed out. It's not awful, but it's definitely noticeable, and honestly, I prefer the original's color grading. The good news is, mods on PC are already appearing to tweak the color grading, and I'll probably grab one soon to bring back some of that vibrancy. Unfortunately, I don't know if we'll be able to fix this on consoles, since Bethesda has officially said there won't be mod support. Nevertheless, at night it is stunning. I caught an aurora one time and just stood there watching it for like 2 full minutes. It was beautiful. One of the nicest things about this remaster is that it comes with all the DLC right out of the box. That means Shivering Isles, Knights of the Nine, and even the smaller content packs like Wizard's Tower, the Orrery, and Maroon's Razor are fully integrated into the world. You'll naturally run into the expansions as you play, so you don't have to install anything separately. There's also a deluxe edition, which adds a few extra bits of content if you want the full collector-style experience. So what's the verdict? Honestly, I'm impressed. Oblivion Remastered feels like a love letter to fans who grew up with the original, but it also gives newcomers like me a really strong modern way in. It's not a remake, and it's not trying to be Skyrim. It's still Oblivion, jank and all, just shinier, smarter, and a lot more fun to actually play in 2025. If you've never played Oblivion before, this is hands down the best way to experience it. And if you have enjoyed it, well, get ready to fall in love with Cyrodiil all over again. There's still way more I want to test, like the expansions, high-level combat, the guilds, and yep, I've got plenty more content coming in the next few days. So if you're enjoying the ride, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Until then, thanks for watching, wizards, for this has been the Welsh Wizard, and I shall see you all in the next one.